Okay, Eugene, let's get back to your. You have your PowerPoint ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the.
Share screen sendiri, Hanif.
Sure. I'm sharing. So I'm just going to be the super.
Thank you, by the way. What is this?
大红袍
What? It's a cha.
茶啦 very cool.
Okay.
It's a typical Hokkien tea.
Hokkien, yeah.
It's some kind of typical Hokkien, the best black tea. 大红袍 It used to be the best.
Used to be, okay. Alright, thank you. I should use a Homing's tea glass.
The titanium
Put up
tea.
there. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think I should start drinking more tea now. Shift from coffee to tea more.
Yeah, because the caffeine in tea will just get bad.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Just because since the age and
Yeah, I'm concerned with developing new diseases.
No, it's not that easy to get a psychiatric disease.
Oh yeah, because of that. Just yesterday I woke up and fell back to the bed. I think could be vertigo or something. Hopefully not vertigo. It's just not good. My mom had vertigo, so this that the world speed.
Okay.
Eugene, you ready?
Okay. Yeah. So we're just going to be the sweeper. It's just going to be the like a regular statement rate, or just all the way goes
how much have you changed? Let's just go through the whole thing. It's alright. Go through the whole thing.
Whole thing, right?
Whole thing.
Okay, I'll try to be faster.
Okay.
So, good morning, members of the community and everyone, and my friends here, and thank you for this opportunity. The title of my study is the temporal appropriation and the digital healthcare, the restructuring of the elder care relations. It's a quantitative study, and it draws on the social observation. And the institution budget theory, sorry. So it's just going to be an outline. I will cover 7 parts: the research background, the theoretical lineage, and the gaps of the existing research, and a micro question, and the 4 sub-questions, and the 5 concepts in my framework, which is going to be like the essential concepts, and the research design, and the contributions. Okay, so, next page, please. Thanks, Hanif. So just research background, which is going to be like 2 trends which sit behind this kind of study. The first, the healthcare in China is just going to be through rapid digital transformation, and a smart hospital, online booking, and telemedicine are now very common in China now. So in many places, digital channels are no longer one option; they are only channel sometimes. So offline alternatives have been weakened. So the second, China has more than 280 million people are aged 60 and above, and of course this kind of a number is going to be increasing in recent years. So many faces limitations in the digital skills, connections, or physical conditions. So my question is not can older adults use the technology, or just that question is just going to be more common. So the question is to move further. The question is when the digital use become the compulsory. So what does the system actually take from the other adults and their families? So my short answer is that it takes their time. So this is what I called temporal appropriation. Next, please. So that's the theoretical lineage. So my consecutive views and the 5 works in the sociology of time. The first one is Sorokin and the lesson in very urgent in the 1937, and it showed that the time is a sociological constructed, and also it just means everything which just happens in the sociology fact, the factor of the society, which is really been constructed. So, Thompson and showed that how the technology reshaped the time disciplines, and Ahmed Rusa developed the social acceleration theories, the constant time pressure of the modern life. So, and also Barbara Eden introduced the timescapes and a way to see the different layers of the temporal inequality. And recently, Judy and Sarah have brought this idea into the digital area. However, these works are mostly being used to study works in everyday life. So my question is still that when the digital use becoming compulsory in the healthcare, do this mechanism create a new forms of inequality, and what we have not yet described. Next page, please. So I just divided it into 4 theoretical gaps, and the gaps that I have to do something about it. So, the first is the social acceleration theories has not been tested on the specific groups. We know that there's a pressure, but not enough about who soaks it. And the second, time has not been studied as a dimension of the digital exclusion. People may have access and skills, but the time required by the system can still exclude them. Third, administrative burden theories, and the treatment burden theories have developed separately, but in the digital healthcare, these 2 types of burden are mixed in the one platform. And fourth, the family is where the digital service burden are observed every day, and this has no clear theoretical name. Temporal operation sits at the meeting point of these 4 gaps. So next page, please. So it's just going to come to the core research questions. I didn't change that, sorry. Under the condition of the compulsory digitalization, how does the digital healthcare and infrastructure appropriate the time of the older patients and their families? How does it restructure the service access, care responsibility, and family labor? And how does it create new forms of systematic exclusion? So the 2 points to note, the question begins from an institutional condition, not from individual choices. And the word appropriation is used on purpose. The time is not given freely, and it is taken. So next page, please. So 4 sub-questions. Wait, did I change that? So research question 1 is just institutional. What time orders does the digital healthcare assume, and how does it conflict with the older adults' daily rhythm? And number 2, which is going to be in individual level. How do adults experience the time pressures, and how does the hyper-institutional burden work in their practice? As a research question 3 is at the family level. How do the family accept these time burdens, and how are care relation changing? And the number 4 is the theoretical. In what sense is the temporal appropriation as a new form of exclusion? beyond assessor and the skills. Each sub-question is matched to the specific method. Next page, please. So we just come to the core concept I've been discussed and my framework. So the first one is temporal appropriation, which is the central idea. The digital healthcare system takes time from the other patients and the families in a way what is institutionally required, unequally and unpaid. The second is the compulsory digitalization, the condition where the offline alternatives have been removed, and so the digital use is no longer a real choice. So the third concept, the hybrid institution burden, combined with the administrative burden, just because some the KPI pressure from the government, and also the treatment burden. And also we have to know that the medicine area, which is going to be like an independent area, which is running with its own rules, they also have this kind of treatment burden. Psychological and physical. Because in the digital healthcare, those two are mixed in one platform. They just combine together. So we just make it more stress, just make it people feel more than before. The fourth, consent captures the experience of the other adults who feels that have no real choices. So use does not equal acceptance. The fifth, the family digital labor, linked the time, the mental effort, and the emotional works of the family members, mostly adult children. And like this kind of generation, just like as we already enter the middle age, we have to do all these kind of things. Mostly, women could be offended and contributed to support older relatives. So next one, please. The theoretical framework, the 5 concepts from the layered framework, the compulsory digitalization sets the background condition, so social acceleration produce the temporal operation and the macro level, hybrid institutional burden and the constraint consent are the mechanisms that connect the system to the user, and the family digital labor with the wide restructuring of the care relation is what we observe at the empirical level. So next page, please. So research design overview, which is like this. Now I will turn to the design. The study used an interpretive, constructive paradigm. It is multiple cases studies with the embedded units and answergraphic sensibilities. Sampling is the using the purpose sampling, which is going to be focused on the 10 to 15 family groups. Analyze the following by the Blau and Clark's reflexive thematic analysis. For regroup, I use the Lincolns and the Gilbert's 4 standards: the credibility, transferability, dependability, and confirmability. Sorry. Next page, please. Methodological stance. And this part, ontologically, I treat social reality, including the town experience, as something built through the theory meaning inside the institutional context. Two older adults can do the same digital task, but they feel very differently. So, sorry, the knowledge about the temporal appropriation can only come from the sustained engagement with the people's real experience. So the qualitative method are needed for like 4 reasons. So I just give it a 4 reasons to the qualitative research. So all the 4 research questions I've been asking with how. So this kind of how questions are about the process. My core concepts are new and need qualitative work to be developed. And the experience are highly context dependent. And also the goal is a procedural explanation, not statical generalizations. So next page, please. Which is going to be the embedded units, which is each case it is defined at the community level. So, burden social settings with its own institutional ecology. I will select 3 to 4 community cases across the Guangdong and Guangxi province. Inside each case, but sometimes I think they're just more likely to be described as the field sites could be more appropriate, right?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can discuss it. So inside each case, I look at the 3 embedded units. Digital healthcare infrastructure at the system level, and older patients' experience at individual levels, and the patient caregiver negotiations at the family level. I follow this logic and theoretical replications with the 2 provinces are chosen because they are expected to give a different result. Next page, please. So, the field sites, which is going to be the Guangdong and the Guangxi. So, this kind of 2 provinces, which is going to be like they both in the south, but it have a really different type of their development. One is developed and one is under resources. So, at this point, just a little. So at Guangdong, it just leads the country in the healthcare digitalization, and we should widespread smart hospitals and weaken the offline alternatives. So I expect strong compositions and the deeper temporal appropriation. So Guangxi is much less developed. So digital rollouts is slower and more uneven. So there are more offline channels remain. So I expect a different pattern of this kind of exclusions. So it's a most similar system design to 2 provinces share South China's culture context, similar dialects, and the East Asian traditional of the family elderly care.
Similar dialect, Guangdong and Guangxi.
Yeah.
Well, using
the Cantonese.
Cantonese,
Yeah. Because these factors are similar, I can more confidently to link the difference to the level of the digitalization. Next page, please. The sampling strategy, which is going to be like this. 10 to 15 family groups are may sound small, so let me explain the rationale. My main purpose is the information power framework. So it's check the 5 things, how specific the aim is, and how the density of the sample is, and how strong the theoretical grounding is, and how good the expected dialogue is, and what the analytical strategy is. So my study is strong on all 5. The 3 design features support this number. First, the unit is a family group, not the individual. So it contains many individuals. Each group includes both a patient and a caregiver interview. So I get nearly twice the data. Second, the design is a multi-method. 4 data streams are come together. So my claim rests on the triangulation, not on the counting interviewers. Third, the comparison is at the case level. So what matters is a case depth, not statistical power. Statistical. Sorry,
Statistical.
I always cannot pronounce that good.
Is that fair?
I don't know why.
I'm listening to your content more than your pronunciation. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Next page, please. The data collection method. I use the full method first in-depth interview of the 60 to 90 minutes with each patient in dialects designed with the main caregiver and organized around 5 thematic modules. So second, non-participant observation and 6 to 8 sessions per side and intended to
Should be non-participant.
Yeah.
No E and then.
Yeah. Sorry.
So non-participant. So there's no participation there. Non-participant. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. I content.
As an observer, I am present and visible. I do not help the other adults with their digital tasks, like help them to do the data application or this kind of things, and just give some kind of a basic help to them. My role is to record and not step in. So walk us through analysis with just 6 common digital service process, like the digital hospital, digital chronic management application, data collection, all these kind of things. So cross-check with an early advisory panel. Now fourth, the documentary analysis of the policies, the plans and the public discourse from the 2018 to today. The full stream are designed to come together at the analysis stage. So next page, please. Interview guide. Cut on the semi or still remain semi?
We can choose it. I would prefer using in-depth interview rather than semi.
For now, it's the guide is semi-structured with 5 modules. The temporal experience of the recent healthcare visit, presentation of the burden and how people cope, and the choices and the concern, and the family help, and how care relations have been changed. So the 5 modules link to the full research questions. So with the overlap to the support translation, I will refine the guide as themes emerge from early interviews. So the data analysis, next page please. Yeah. Follow the 6 first of people done it before. Thematic analysis. The family
Memorization, okay, go ahead.
Sorry. I only tried to move them. Polarization, initial coding, generating things, reviewing things, define and name, and writing up. And Volvo 15 helps with the data management, with the case analysis and the cross-case comparison happens in the parallel. Not in the sequence, and I pay deliberate attention to the case that go against my early interpretations. Okay, next page. Trustworthiness and rigor. Each of the four standards has a concentrated step. For the credibility, which is going to be the triangulation, bi-weekly peer debriefing and the member reflection, negative cases analysis, and prompt engagement. And for the transferability, and just going to be the SIG description, multi-cases design, and the clear scope of the claims. And for the dependability, or just an end or audit trail, coding log with the examples, and the peer review of the codes. And for confirmability, personality journal and open reporting of how interpretation has been shaped. Okay, next page, please. The method question. Method question alignment. This matrix shows the design at one glance. Each research question has a primary method. So the supporting method and a clear analytical focus. The research question 1 to the workers through and the providers. The research question 2 is just the patient interview. And the research question 3 is the didactic interviews and family observation. And research question 4 is just going to be the cross-case comparison. Okay, next page, please.
Your research questions were.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not sure I saw your research questions enough. The research questions.
Four.
Huh?
Sorry, before. Continue.
Yeah, I kind of missed it, or
I saw it
yeah?
at the beginning.
At the beginning, before.
So I forgot what your research questions are not. Is it that?
So maybe, maybe there's too long.
There. Okay. So it should be called research questions. It's the 4 questions.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay. This one. So relabel it into research questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Now we try to make it another page.
Okay. Just continue to where you start just now.
Yeah. So the positionality and its reflexiveness. Now I will talk about the positionality. I'm a doctoral student in sociology and faculty member in the University Social Working Program. So some of our graduates are now working in the early care institutions in both Guangdong and Guangxi. So my main residence in Guangxi, but my daily life and work are spread across both provinces. So it just means I can easily get this kind of access to the data. So there are 3 positional tensions to acknowledge. First, the caregiver's empathy. I have been a family caregiver myself, so I may identify too easily with the caregivers. So I address this through pure debriefing and by paying close attention to the patient's voices. And the second, generation dialogue. The older participants may read this encounter in different ways. So I have the space for them to redirect the topics, like 24 hours after the first, I give the questions, and I give time to get a reaction. So, third, cross-province familiarity, and because I know both the provinces well, so I may flatten difference between them. I address this through cross-case peer debriefing and by working with the local research assistants in each setting. Next page, please. Ethical considerations. This page we're just going to be talking about the treat as the ongoing practice during the whole studies, not as a one-time event. So the protocol includes additional protection appropriate for research with older adults. The informed consent will use the plain language materials and the oral reading with an 24 hours cooling off period and with the touchback capacity check.
Teachback.
Yeah, teachback, sorry. Data protection is built into recruitment. The patient's consents first, and only afterwards is the caregivers invited. So they are interviewed separately, and no cross disclosure, and confidentiality, sorry. Sorry. It is protected through the identification and what? Am I?
Confidentiality there.
Yeah. And there's a click procedures for managing distress with the referral pathways prepared for both programs. So the compensation is modest enough to acknowledge the participants' time and not enough to create undue pressures. Next one, please.
So 100 RMB, how much was that in Malaysia again?
100 RMB in Malaysia?
No.
70 something. 73, 75.
Just because it's the reverse. I just can 100 ringgit equal 172 RMB.
So that means
Okay.
70 something.
Yeah.
Less than 100.
170.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 70 plus.
57,
That's higher than you are.
57, I think.
Oh,
57,
Almost 58, right?
Oh, yeah. I've heard.
Didn't change much. Last time it was half, right? I remember when a long time ago when I went there. Yeah. Okay.
So, talking about the, I think it just go to the next page.
There's a lot there. Okay.
Pilot study and the limitations, which is going to be also existence. A pilot study in method for to 6 months. Tested at the individual guide, refine the observation protocol, and identify recruitment challenge. 3 main limitations. One is the no
Statistical. The statistical.
Statistical generalization and information power relation, rational.
Rationale, yeah.
Rationale.
But, don't worry about the language version pronunciation, just proceed.
Okay.
Eugene, don't worry, yeah.
Yeah, so delicate access to the mediate by the local research assistants with the translation decisions documents. And across sectional design, and where change is studied through the retrospective accounts. So next page, please. Contribution and innovation. Finally, I think the last one. So first, temporal appropriation is as the core concept that links the social acceleration theories and the institutional burden theories. So just like to build some kind of a bridge to connect these two things. It's just going to be a real conceptual link, not just a new term. Second, compulsory digitalization as the institutional conditions behind the process, with the temporal exclusion as a new dimension of the exclusion that goes beyond sex and skills. Third, cross-disciplinary integration through the hyper-institutional burden, bring the public administration and the health service research into the same conversation. And fourth, the Guangdong-Guangxi comparative design, which adds geographically balanced evidence to literature that has so far focused on the first tier cities. Next page, please. So that's all, thank you. Finally.
For presentation.
No.
Proposal, okay.
Yeah. I will make it shorter, 15 to 20 minutes. Now let's get to the commenters on that.
Yep.
So just now you're telling me something about making it quantitative or qualitative.
If I just going to make it into the quantitative, we're just going to be like using a questionnaire to answer, to test some kind of hypothesis, which is going to be like a totally different level of use. But the core concept, the core research question, we're just going to be remain the same. We're just going to be like a user and different type of region to describe it. So I will hand more specific description research proposal as a comparison. But as far as I already have this kind of things, so still can pursue with this qualitative ways.
Okay, yeah, so your concern just now is about time, you told me, right? So not that time, your time, right?
Yeah.
So you think you want, certainly you're zooming in on the qualitative part. Last time was sequential research.
Yeah, sequential.
Quantitative and qualitative, right? So you're removing the quantitative, focusing on qualitative.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this is a better choice by not having the quantitative part. Am I right? Is that?
Yeah. So last our discussion, we're just going to remove the quantitative part, just to directly go to the qualitative.
Qualitative, yeah.
But
so what
sometimes also just a kind of a thing, so we're just going to do like a woke up in the morning and think about it could be also
this morning, okay.
not just this morning.
Not just this morning, okay.
Okay, could it be some kind of a way to solve it in the quantitative way?
Okay. Alright,
So I
what's your-
just sometimes I just ask you your advice to if it still perceives the qualitative or just going to be maybe you can have a look at the quantitative.
Also, you have quantitative presentation though already.
Not ready, but I can give you the study proposal, but it's still in Chinese. I have to translate it into English.
Alright. So I won't be able to say which one per se at this point until I look at your quantitative alternative, right?
Yeah.
So without seeing that, I won't be able to comment. So I'm not sure I can say I can advise in that sense.
Just because this is my bad, I didn't prepare it well.
Well,
The quantitative part.
the quantitative analysis. Of course, the research design will be very, very different, right?
Yeah, just
So
because
this
the literature things, the theoretical framework have to be changed.
And
Also-
one will be deductive.
Yeah.
And this one will be inductive or abductive, depending how you're doing it. So
Just because from my experience, I'm the research I've done before as a master degree, bachelor degree, and just because quantitative, we're just going to be faster.
quantitative
For me.
can be faster. Yes,
me.
can be
For me.
faster. Yeah, if you have access to data, right? If you have access to data, if you do not have access to data, then that
Still the same, he's my student.
there's still. But I have to look at what your research is about. Now perhaps you want to be clear about what you want to do as well, right?
I actually want to do this just in this topic. If I'm just going to be the quantitative, we're just going to be like a test the temporal appropriation. We're just using some kind of a new concept, a core concept to measure the whole phenomenon. We're just going to be like it's more likely not some kind of a create a new concept. We're just going to be like to generate it from the time sociology to specially describe this kind of situation.
Yeah, so if you're interested in developing a theory, right? You're interested in theorizing.
Theorizing, we're just more likely to be used qualitative.
Qualitative, the abductive, inductive will be the path to go. But if you are not doing that, you're not doing theorizing as such, and then you can go the quantitative path, but you can you can still develop.
Maybe I can use something dirty, quickly translated.
Okay. So let me see.
This is the new abstract.
Okay, that's too long for me to read. To give you let's get to the core of your thoughts. What's your motivation here? I sense that you're concerned about time, right? That's a big one.
Not really big one.
Not a big one, okay.
Since
Because you're saying
the
that.
timeline about your retirement.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Once you get submit and all that, once you pass the proposal level, I won't worry that much. The concern is the proposal level. Yeah, that's the research proposal. The committee.
Yeah,
That's
right.
concern I have about when it comes to CPR. Right? Now as I commented last time, it is still one that is you can listen to the YouTube, right? I think this is a very worthy research to pursue, right? And it is very timely. It is very important as well, right? And certainly from the temporal appropriation perspective, which is a perspective that's not in research well, I think, because looking at time per se, temporal, right? And you juxtapose it, you contextualize it in a digital environment, so that is something that is worthy to pursue. And the thing about this issue of time and more specifically temporal appropriation, there is no one specific theory that explains it. Right? There are many, and as we discussed last time, there's the power dimension, right?
Yeah.
Inequality, all that, right, comes in. There's also the idea of how it transforms relationship, family dynamics, right? And the other part is also about the individual, which you were talking about. So the experiences of the individual, and is it leading to alienation, enemy, and
so I think they're more likely to be like focused on the two part of my discussion. What is going to first one just going to be inequality of the social of the society, and also you have the
the power, maybe otherwise the labor part.
Social exclusion.
Social exclusion, okay.
Yeah. I think that's the two things that is going to be driven this kind of a topic back to the sociology.
Yeah. And let's relook at this phenomena. This is a good kind of way. In a way, it's a global phenomena, right?
Yeah.
The digitization of life, so to say, right? And the assumption of many of these authority-led or institutionally led digitization is to efficiency mainly, right? To reduce labor, to reduce cost, to make it more convenient, administrative convenience mainly, right? So we become the clerks now. We do the digitization.
That's right.
We do the ordering of food and all that, right? So we go to the restaurant, we order the food instead of they take the rest.
That's right.
That's right.
Which I don't like.
Nowadays
Which I don't
You
like.
don't like? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I also don't like that. Yeah.
we go to the McDonald's when you use the machine.
Yeah. We pay them and we have to do work more, right? So that's it, right? There's an assumption, I think, right? Up there, mainly up there, that eventually people will accept, right? People say it's okay, it's fine, it's how it is, inevitable. Life moves on, and
But life moves on. Then sometimes we just going to be facing this kind of injustice, and just because we get used to it, not just because in some kind of a moral or legislation, the value system, we accept it, just because we just get used to it.
Yeah. Now, in your research, which makes it even more important, is that these are number one, the patients.
Yeah.
Chronic patients, right? Mainly doesn't matter. The patients, right?
It used to be chronic patient, but I already changed it to the.
We changed them because I remember last time was chronic, but it's okay. They're patients,
Yeah.
and they're elderly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So And there's a phenomenon we see in Japan that's happening where there's this elderly becoming more isolated, living at home, alone, right? And many actually die, right?
Yeah.
And then living, and the people don't discover that, right? Until
And also
something's happened,
my concern is this kind of trends which is going to be expressed from East Asia to Southeast Asia.
Yeah, and it is. I think it is an important study in the sense that it is not going to the restaurant ordering food, right?
Yeah.
This is not a phenomenon. This is a phenomenon of isolation, alienation, putting enemy in there and all that. All right, so it is the care is being transformed too, right? And Homing was telling me last time in where he wanted to do his research on AI and social work, right? Of all things, social work, is going to AI and it's I was imagining social work is the last thing you can AI it, but China is predicting 80% of social work being taken over by AI.
Just because in the organization, you can use the AI to cover 90% of the administration work, the documents, all this kind of things.
Yeah, and that part, yes. Talking about the care itself is.
But it's still going to be some kind of a conflict if the company, the government using the AI to enhance the efficiency of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
But it means that it is going to be reduce the cost of the human resources. So think about the unemployment people, the
Unemployed,
unemployment rate.
Yeah.
If you just cut all this kind of occupation, but how you can give this kind of create more occupation for the unemployment.
Yeah. So what I see that would be continue to be relevant in the future, right?
Yeah.
And this is the futurity or future studies aspect of your study too. Is this?
They are trying to use in the AI to do these things too.
Okay, so what care will there's the vision of before this cartoon and this what is that this robot nurse kind of thing, right? Right, caregiver, the robot, and then it's in existence right now, right? Even therapy, robot is being therapy because people can just express more freely to robot. I guess I don't know. This whole idea of replacing human care with more robotic or AI or digitization of it, right?
Yeah.
But this is a special group of people who actually need care, right? They are patients and they're elderly, and they can be people who are living alone or living maybe not, right? And in China, because of the live alone, what's it called? Leave behind children, the phenomenon, right? Because a lot of people migrate to the urban and then they leave behind the children to the grandparents, the aunties and uncles to take care. So that phenomenon is happening together with the elderly, right? It can happen too. So the perspective of the individual is actually, I think, is the most important.
Okay.
So how which you have these 4 levels, right? The institutional, the individual, the family, and the theoretical, right? The theoretical can be connected to individual actually.
Yeah.
So how individuals are experiencing this phenomenon, right? I think that's where the power of your research is. The power and beauty of your research, to explain the experiences of the individuals, going through this process, right? So it's not just about not knowing how to handle this, the buttons, the screen, you know. But it's also something else, right? Why is that something else too? And always connected or whatever. So I think the perspective of the individual is crucial, the patient's perspective, which is often neglected in the organized, the modern healthcare system too, right? So, you know, the whole idea of sociology of profession is to take away the knowledge from the society and the individual and make an authority out of you, of the profession. So only doctors can cure, only lawyers can come up with whatever, only accountants can, you know, they control the knowledge system, right? But in this case, it leads to disempowerment, alienation, all that, also possibilities, right? And these are elderlies who are sick. So, and you put in technology in there. And so, what's happening? I think that is the problematization, the problem statement is the part. Now, you could bring in the family in there, but you got to study family. As I said last time, that will be a different sample, right?
So I just consider the family member. I just only care about the caregiver.
If you want to look at the caregiver, then look at the care. It's two different study, by the way. The caregiver is a caregiver, which is another equally important aspect, because the caregiver say they experience stress as well, right? The caregiver, the daughter or the son, usually is the daughter, right, who takes care of the parent. That's a story by itself, you know. She will be, or he will be, usually it's a she, right? With the one who's not married, right? Who is in a family, and the people would pass all the workload to the person, which is another story, the caregiver, right? And in a society where the more and more people are moving up from the rural to the urban, especially, or the family is disintegrating, the family is becoming smaller, right? So the caregiver might not be the closest family member anymore, right? And we are talking about China because of the one child policy a long time ago.
And
right?
I'm the one consequence of this kind of policy.
So you're the only child, okay.
Okay, is it on YouTube?
So I think that the individual, no, I'm not laughing at
No. I mean, I have to
in Malaysia,
keep silence about
lucky. You're considered as lucky, right? Because you get all the attention, the wealth, the whatever, the love, you know.
Only for you, special.
Only for you. Yeah.
I think I have some kind of a mental disease just because of the one-child policy. I don't have a sister, I don't have a brother.
Yeah.
I just have a cousin.
That's it. Yeah. Huh? No, I cannot relate to that. I can't relate because my son is the only son too. Yes, he last time complained about not having younger siblings. So until he went to the dormitory, he stayed in the asrama, you know. So he has all these younger siblings sleeping on his bed, you know. I said, you want younger brothers, right? Your younger brothers coming sleeping on your bed right now. He has to carry them, put them in bed. So he has an experience of baby. But I can.
I think the experience are just going to be different.
But the individual, the patient's experience, I think that would be the temporal appropriation of the patients, of elderly patients, in the digitization, in the digitized healthcare system or something like that. So you still have the elderly aspect, you have the temporal appropriation, and you have the digital aspect, technological aspect to it, right? it's one thing to let the doctors come and treat you with all the technology, but now you are handling the technology,
That's
right? Right? Yeah.
Most necessary.
Yeah, and more and more what is you see in the medical profession, one of the study of sociology of medicine, right, is the transfer of low-level skills to low-level labor. What's happening? The doctors transfer skills to nurses. Last time, a lot of things are done by the doctors. The doctors pass it to nurses, taking blood, nurses take your monitor you and all that, right? It used to be the doctors' work, but but then the pay between the nurses and doctors are huge,
Very different.
big gap, right? Now what you're saying maybe is that they're transferring it down not to the nurses anymore, to the patients, right? Because the patients have all this access to this
Like every day you measure your blood
pressure, yeah, and then maybe they were saying, okay, now
So they ask you yourself to do it.
they just put they said,
homing got this advice.
The blood pressure.
The blood pressure.
yeah,
Just it's these kind of things. You just
yeah, I think
measure by yourself,
they've said,
mark down by yourself.
buy Huawei phone, Huawei watch, and then monitor yourself, tell me what you're eating, this whole monitoring system. I can take it to the next level. You put on CCTV in your home, they start monitoring, right? And so they put it, okay, and now take this thing here, the tricorder, Star Trek tricorder, right? Yeah. You do all your treatment, but you don't get you don't get paid as a nurse anymore. You are nursing yourself, right? This is the beauty of capitalism at work, and all
So
that.
it's going to be capitalism, which is going to be collect all your data
Yes,
and
yes.
make your image
Yeah,
of the customer, and they will just give you some kind of advertisement to some kind of medicine.
yeah. So, I mean, it could lead to that. I'm not saying it will lead to that. It could lead to that, right? So, we as social scientists, we need to look at the phenomena and describe the phenomena. And there might be different typologies of this phenomena, right? Somebody who are in technology, market research, you talk about early adopters, and then the 3-4 types of people who experience technology, and there's a late adopters, right? The last person who accept technology or product, right? So there might be also in China, the TCM folks, right? And the traditional Chinese believers, we call that. They said, well, hold on. I don't do this because this is cold, this is hot, and you cannot mix alcohol and hot. So there might be different typologies of patients too, which have different experiences, different meanings they attach to the experiences, right? And I think that will be the theory that you can develop for temporal appropriation of these elderly patients. And it is useful for your research, it's useful for your university, your medical university, right?
Yeah.
So they know, okay, for this type, how should we address it? There should also be a policy, or what should be the policy of delivering care for different groups of people. Should we eliminate human caregivers completely? And I think the government is, I don't know about Chinese government, but government in general, nation as well, right, wants to relegate, relegate, or whatever the word is, decentralize, give, you take care of your, I will give you, you take care, and then, I don't want to bother anymore, and that's a scary thing, I think. So, it will lead to that kind of a new type of loneliness. And then you can talk about, you can come up with like a Putnam, bowling alone, right? The social capital, the book called Bowling Alone, right? The whole theory of social capital, like America, you don't bowl alone, right? You bowl with friends, right? But you capture that picture and come up with a book, Maybe you can come up with that later. That's, what is that phenomenon? Eating medicine alone, whatever. There might be, eventually people will treat their own, I think a big part of growing old and managing the medicine is to be with people you love, people who are connected to you, people who share care, who show care. So if it's not just about having treatment, but it's having that kind of connection, and we take away that connection, we are taking away humanity. I think so.
So since the last time when both we discussed, you told me about looking for some kind of a description from Chinese culture, right?
From the Chinese
From Chinese
Culture.
culture of tradition, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
You found something?
I don't know.
Hmm?
Sorry, I know very little about Chinese culture.
Of course, you know, come on, Eugene.
Sorry.
You got to accept more of your culture there. You got to know that it's a strong culture, thousands of years. What I'm saying that there might be some local wisdom in China, right? That talks about health. It's plenty, come on, there's plenty.
I don't know.
Health, but longevity. It's one of the greatest, what is it? Chinese,
I don't know.
the three happiness, longevity, health, and what's the other? Chloe, are you familiar? The three happiness, longevity, long life, health, and prosperity. I forgot. Come on, I can forget prosperity. Yeah, prosperity. You don't want to be old and poor. Yeah. So.
Sorry, as a Chinese, I really know.
We cannot reject the whole philosophy. It's not nice. But what I'm saying is that the Chinese patients that we said might have some, their own local wisdom, their own knowledge.
Yeah.
So you want to capture their everyday language also that to describe, It need not be something that is from, Lao Tzu or like the phenomena called, the current phenomena that is being banned now, that what is the word? Lie flat, tongue ping.
现在不可以讲了。
不能讲了 Okay. Something like that, but what is that phenomena of these old people? Or they might even come up with a 3-4 phenomena. I think that is that will capture the imagination, the knowledge of temporal appropriation. I think that would be beautiful, theoretically speaking, and it will be very impactful. And it is relevant, right, in China. But is China an aging society? No. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's aging society.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Too many.
Okay. The one country is not aging society is Indonesia.
Yeah.
No aging society.
That's really good.
Very good. There are more children than.
I know, but at village, yes, but you go to urban areas also, we have problem.
Oh yeah.
Like in Jakarta, also aging society.
Aging society.
I mean,
But what I'm saying is that the youth is not.
yeah,
It is not shrinking youth.
it's not shrinking
It's
youth.
not
Yeah, it's
shrinking
not.
youth.
It's not.
In fact, you might have the other problem. You have too many youth. Many people coming up,
It is.
Even different set of problems.
By the way, saying Tangping or try to propaganda Tangping illegal in
In China, okay, so we don't say that.
China. It's outside China.
China, okay, but it is not. I agree. So, okay, but something like that, But I can imagine maybe some middle income or middle to upper income elderly, right? Who have the resources, right? Or educated elderly, right? Who is, they might be in a different category because they are, and they might be the reclusive type elderly. They do not want to mix with people because this thing is something good, right?
So I just said it's some kind of like a different basis.
Yeah, so from using adaptive research, you can capture all these different phenomena, different experiences, which I do. I know my late mother did not want to. She was living alone, right? She did not want to stay with any of us, right? But thank God my sister is nearby, the house is nearby. When she passed away this year, she passed away alone. So, as children we feel bad because we are not there, But she did not want to be. So there's this phenomenon or description called aging in place. The elderly do not want to move out from there. Of course, you feel most comfortable in your own home, right? Right? No matter how luxurious or whatever the children's house.
Is there any caretaker in the house?
No, she doesn't want to have any caretaker. She's alone. Yeah. But what happens is my niece and nephew in the morning will be with her, because before going to school they will stay there. So they will go to school, but she'll be alone. But at night she'll be alone too. She doesn't want to be, but she doesn't want to. And so that is that phenomenon too. We do not want to discard the idea of parents who want to live in their own house, right? So this whole Asian culture, especially Asian culture, where children can go back to the parents, is actually a beautiful thing. In a Western culture, I'm sorry, I'm commenting when you're 18 or something, you're supposed to leave your house, right? Yeah, don't. But in our Asian culture, there's this. The longer you stay, the better. There is always a room for you, right? Your room is always there. Right? Your room is always there, right? Yeah. Yes. And the whole phenomenon of balik kampung, the Wijia Siang, right?
That's right.
Right.
They still have the same.
We still have that. So we want to go back, and we go back to our village means go back to the parents' house, right? So that's and this is connected to the father or mother who do not want to move out from the house too.
I think China also have this kind of a mood, like
yes.
the kampung.
Yes, but the kampung, 回家乡，
家乡啊，还有这种Chinese we call it 乡土情节。
乡土。Okay, this is the proverb we're going to teach me.
You kind of like some kind of an emotion.
What does it mean? 乡土
乡 means village.
Oh, 乡
means earth.
土 okay.
Just in Chinese belief system, we think we always say get back to the earth.
乡土
情节 means some kind of emotional things.
情
感。
节哪个节
？Connection.
哦节 ，okay. 乡土情节 okay. Which means
kampung lah, kampung the same lah. We always thinking kampung is the best.
Okay, so you mean there's a strong connection to our
family, to the hometown, to the all the natural things.
Yes. Okay. Alright. I like that. 乡土情节节哪个节？
结果的结。
Okay. Right. Okay, 乡土情节。
So I just found one thing. People here would really like the kampung ayam. kampung chicken.
Ayam kampung.
Ayam kampung. Sorry, I'm Malayan.
What about it?
Ayam kampung. I mean,
Compare with
ayam kampung and the
farm chicken.
Yeah. Ayam kampung is more expensive.
In
Yeah.
Guangdong, Guangxi, we are the same. We prefer the village ones.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
healthier, right?
Yeah, free range chicken is in the West. Free range chicken.
It's not just only free range. You have to like to find it with some very traditional ways to raise up the chicken.
Yeah. Well, you should with modernization, they say, be careful. Eat this ayam kampung. They eat worms and you do not know what else they eat.
Yeah. Some people say
In
that.
the 80s, and then they're trying to challenge with
Guangdong people was always thinking the tuji, the kampung chicken are always the best.
Yeah, it is. It's harder than it's not as soft, right?
Yes, so it's healthier.
Yeah, and in the West it's called free range chicken because you leave the chicken
But
out.
I think in Indonesia it's very easy to find ayam
Yeah,
kampung.
kampung, yeah.
I mean, people sell.
Yeah, true.
People sell.
In the market.
But in my
Yeah.
region, we always like drive like 2 hours, going into the mountains, find some kind of places where it's going to be
To sell, to buy.
to buy. Do you have so it's like some kind of a restaurant run by the farmer or the village keeper, something like that? The people live in the village and they just run some kind of a restaurant and have some kind of basic environment. Basic equipment, but they offer the good food.
Okay. So that's something to look for. Yeah.
It's so hard to eat ayam kampung in China.
Indonesia is like.
I think it's cheaper in Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Cheaper than ayam
Kota.
No, in China it's not so cheap. If you just drive 1-2 hours. First,
Not in 2 hours lah in market.
the money for the picture, also the ingredients in these places are not very cheap.
Oh, okay.
Just could be some kind of a reasonable price.
My neighbor have a lot of ayam
we just go
kampung.
to neighborhood.
Good. But when we say ayam kampung, village chicken, right? It's a type of ayam also. It's a type of chicken too, right? It's beautiful. It's not the one color.
It's a big one.
It's
Jantan. That is the male one.
It's the male one. That's right. But the male chicken is colorful. It's colorful. Yeah. Because I did breed. I had when I was smaller. I had chickens in the home, and that one would be the alpha male. Alpha male. Yeah, the ayam kampung. He would be the alpha male. He'll be the boss around there. Because we have other chickens too. We have the ayam sutra, the white color chicken and all that. But at first he was being bullied, and then we grow and become the alpha male. He will fly, not fly, he jump, right? He will fly on top there and wake us up in the morning. Okay, coming back to this one.
Yeah. So
Coming back to this one.
may I ask you, as qualitative studies, how this kind of
I would
also have
if I were you, but I'm not you, but this must be your research, right? This must be your research. But if I really like to understand this phenomena, I will go this path. Then I will go this path to understand this phenomena because it's a very important phenomena, very relevant. All of us will lead there, hopefully one day, if we don't die young, right? We will lead there one day. So hopefully we are creating different trajectory for China. And if China is one country, if they can do it, right, it is possible to replicate to the rest of the world. It's possible, not necessarily, but impossible. It's possible, right? And what I'm saying, sorry, if there's one country who can enforce certain policy, it's China, right? Other countries you're not sure yet because there will be vote, there will be demo on the street and all that, right? But China, they say, do it, You don't follow, you disappear. And see, you look at what Li Yue's research on and Ye Feng's research, right? Those are Chinese policies, right? To overcome the stress for the children, for the students. They have double reduction policy, right? But the stress can transfer to the parents, it's a different story, right? The entrepreneurial education is a Chinese policy, right? It's very strong government. Only strong government can do this. And it is a strong government who can do it for 1.3 billion or how many billion people, yeah, right? It's a superior kind of government who can do this, right? Even Malaysia, a small little country, cannot do much. Our government, I'm not sure about it. It's a half competent government.
Sometimes it's better.
It's good.
Is it also good to have some kind of a large government just because it just makes the government is getting larger? Society gets smaller.
That would be the counter argument, of course. That would be the counter argument.
Oh, I should not have this comment.
No,
I just think government is good.
I do believe in good government. I do believe in strong government. Right? I follow the Scandinavian school of thought. A good, strong government is a good government. Right? Don't follow the libertarian, the American libertarian school of thought. A government that governs least governs best. That's the philosophy. A government that governs least governs best. Right? But I believe in strong government. I believe that because strong government means people-led government. People-led government. Which means the people run the government and not like in Sweden, right? You want to go use speedboat, speedboat, right? They outlaw it because it creates noise pollution.
That's right.
That's good.
It's good, right? It's good. In Sweden, they have, and I should take example of Sweden, right? I don't know about Australia, maybe you know better.
It's similar to Sweden.
Sweden, it's a
Multi-party.
multi-party.
Yeah.
Tend to lean to the left, maybe.
Usually yes, but right now in Europe it's more like overall right-wing push. Right? But usually it's more left-leaning.
More left-leaning.
Yeah.
So it is an example, right? I mean, if you see a kid playing on the street, right? When the kid get hit by a car, who do we blame? The father, the mother, the kid, who do we blame?
Correct.
Who's responsible? The kid's not supposed to play on the road, right? Right?
So
the kid.
the kids,
It's not kid, the parents.
To supervision.
driver.
The driver, right? Now, what happened is, we started to think about the system, right? There are places in Sweden where the car ports, the car garage, it's not at the home. It's not at home. It's the end of the road.
Oh, then they have to walk.
They have to walk. So the road is free from the cars.
There's no car.
There's no car.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So the kids can play on the road.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the design of the system. Government is responsible.
Prevent those things.
They prevent those things. So when you have cars in front of your house, the kids can play in front of the house. Right? There are places in Sweden that does that. So I can think about so they park a car at the end of the road, right? And then create a system, housing system for that kind of thing.
So all housing area in Sweden is like that.
I'm not sure about all, but there are
Some.
yeah.
Many car-free zones.
Car-free
Like in the
zones.
inner cities, you can
Also.
only sometimes go by bike also.
by
You
bike,
cannot go
yeah.
inside with the car.
Yeah.
And there's like a phenomenon in many European cities, also in Vienna. They will leave the mothers, will leave the little babies even, right, in the strollers outside.
Yeah.
So there will be a big line and all the babies, they will just sleep on the street alone, no supervision, but nobody's scared about like leaving their kids there. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's quite funny, yeah.
Yeah, so that's we should be leading towards that kind of society, right? And it's by design. It's not,
by design.
it's by design. It's by design. So Otherwise we'll be looking for this oknum in bahasa Indonesia, the criminals, but because we created all this, I'm not saying that there won't be criminals, I'm saying that we have the power to design the way we want to live. And it's one country who can impose strong design is China.
Yeah.
China can do it, right? Now, the question is what design you want to adopt, that's the question, right? If you like, you want to pursue this and then we can talk about the methodology even more, because I do have comments about your methodology, yeah?
Could be.
Alright, okay, let's do that, okay.
And so actually, I was just saying, if I do the quantitative way, I'm just going to be like have like a 70% to 80% of confidence. If I just going to be like a quantitative way, I'm just going to be like a 90%.
Okay.
It's just like this. Both I can do.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, unless you show me what the quantitative thing, I won't be able to comment. But here I get the essence of what you want to do, right? And I think this is really meaningful, really important as well, very important. And China is moving technologically at a speed of light right now, more advanced than
Well,
people
sometimes
can
we're just
imagine.
going to be some kind of a typical BBC question about, so what's the cost?
Yeah, there's an important question. What's the human cost, the social cost?
Always become some kind of.
Yeah. And that's why we need scientists, not the scientists, but social scientists. We need to come in back and play our role. Okay, let's go into. Okay, this is your whole extended research proposal, right?
Mhm.
You do need to take note that in your research proposal presentation, it should be within 15 to 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will talk about that, which means general rule of thumb. You have should be about 5 to 7 slides, right? Okay, but we will talk about that later on, right? Okay, let's look at your title here. You might want to rethink the title a bit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so the title should have those components. Yeah, you have the two components, the temporal appropriation. Although a lot of people might not understand what temporal appropriation is, right? A lot of that will include the lectures themselves. Right? So you need to explain what temporal appropriation is.
Okay.
And if you're using this word, you need to be very proficient in pronouncing the word.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So you do not want to use a word that you will struggle pronouncing it, right? or choose a different word. If you don't want to, you can choose a different word. As far as title is concerned, you can use ChatGPT or whatever you try to find. But it should have these three components: the elderly patients, right? The temporal appropriation, the time expect, right? If you want to look at that, right? It depends on whether you want to look at that or not. But the digital healthcare is the other aspect. But it need not be called digital healthcare. But there's a digital side, digital component. There's also the caregiving part, right? But you do not want to eliminate the word elderly patients from your title. It should be there, right? The restructuring of elderly care relations. That would be another word to use. From the title, it sounds like it's an article or something. So you want to transform it. But I'm not too concerned about the phrasing so much as to have the right components in the titles, the different titles that you propose to me. But don't come up with too many, like 10 or something, right? But
Okay,
something
try to shorten it.
Yeah, make it shorter. Now, you say that qualitative study grounded, you want to work grounded, and people think grounded theory.
Okay.
Yeah. My research is going to be totally different research.
So you use grounded. I'm not saying you cannot use the word grounded theory, but if you want to use it, grounded is a very theoretical methodological term in social
You
science.
will live in.
Okay.
Then you'll be bound by grounded theory rules.
With,
Which one you will
with
follow?
your informant for many months.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's decomplex your work right now. Simplify it much more focused. Let's go to the next slide. And if okay, go to the next slide. Background. Okay, go to the background. The background is important to describe what's happening in China, right?
Yep.
So you want to be able to describe it in more succinctly, more concise manner, and there's what transformation is China experiencing, and the digital transformation is good. Next, Hanif. Okay. So this is explaining basically the temporal appropriation. Now, this is another part that Eugene, that you want to be clear. Is time the only aspect that you want to focus on, or are you want to look at this the experience? Because when you say time appropriation, it is very focused on time.
Yeah.
Right. There's something you want to look into. What is it? Do you want to look at time alone, which is not wrong. Right? So you'll be focusing a lot of it about the time appropriation, how time is being used, captured, colonized, controlled, or if you want to put the experience at the center, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So this is here you are putting time as the center of your work.
My research which is going to be theoretically, which is going to be concentrated on time.
Okay, so what you want to do now is be able to look at this theoretically, right? When we talk about temporal appropriation, what kind of appropriation do you want to capture? Now that possible appropriation, right? Because you are doing abductive research, so you are not necessarily coming up with the variables of appropriation. We want to be careful of that, right? But you want to just problematize it, right? And use all these different components as sensitizing concepts. Remember, if it's abductive, you are not constructing the theory. You are asking the social actors to construct the theory for you, right? Not to construct the theory, but the theorizing is coming from the social actors. In this case, it's the patients, the elderly patients, right? So you can use all this as a sensitizing concepts, right? But as sensitizing concepts should also be researched and connected as much as possible to existing theories. Right? You do have them here, right? Another part that is not here is about the future studies. Futurity component is another aspect of time, which talks about trajectory of time, right? Trajectory, because time is very much a future studies thing. So future studies really look into time. Yeah, because that's what future is about, time, right? Where is it? I want to say. So that is one thing you want to put into your research as well, right? But you do need to come up with sensitizing concepts so that you can research. So that if the evaluator or evaluators were to ask you, what you are interested in when you look at temporal appropriation, right? So you'll be able to explain. Yeah. You might want to come up with a sub-question for this temporal appropriation. How is the time being reduced, used? What is the experience of time? So you're
my research question too.
not research question necessarily, but it will be your interview questions mainly, right? But this is to help the examiners, rather the evaluators, understand what you're researching on. Because temporal appropriation is an abstract concept, and what's the word? Esoteric. Esoteric means seldom being studied or understood or talked about, right? So, but I think it'd be something to. I like something like this because it opens up a different dimension of research, the time dimension of research, right? And you want to problematize it and connect it to the elderly. Why you can justify, say, well, the elderly, the time experienced by the elderly might be probably different from the youth, because they might think that the time is limited, this is and the way they describe the time might be different too, right? I'm already at the end of my life, that kind of thing,
So that's the research question, and number two, which is going to be how to affect the elderly people's life with.
How they experience time, how do they how do they expect this phenomena would
I will make the
impact their time or whatever, right?
sub-research question more specifically.
So there'll be, not sure about China, but maybe not too relevant, but for elderly in this part of the world, we should say, okay, I want to spend more time, with God, with worshipping God, with coming closer to God or something like that. So there is another time with God, time after that. But at least they want to spend time with their loved ones or whatever, or they want to have their own time, that kind of thing. As people grow older, there's a tendency that they view time becomes faster, much faster.
Yeah, that's
right. So that is an interesting, the conceptualization of time itself, right? I haven't seen a lot of studies on that, but then I had research on that too, so I cannot say much about that, right? So you will want to explain this temporal appropriation more, right? Okay. I want to look more on your research design overviews. Now you have, all this care under condition of, all right, research design. So this one you want to change to research questions, right?
Research question. Okay.
Now that said, remember, you're focusing on the individual right now.
Okay.
Okay. So you might not want to put in the family there. How do families absorb? You're focusing the individual.
So in this part, I change it to possible social support.
What is it? Number 3.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah.
see, if you have that one, you have to interview them. You have to interview these people, right?
Yeah, I got the research design to interview them.
Did you say that again?
I got their part in the research design to interview them.
Okay, yeah, I know, that's the one that I want to discuss with you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
if-
So anyway.
okay, let's look at this, the whole research design and connect the research questions, right? So, your research question, not this one, let's go back to the sub questions now. Yeah. You said what temporal order does digital healthcare presuppose and what tensions arise with older adults' life rhythms? Okay, here,
Complex.
here, if you put this in your, can this be just a background to your research? You know what I mean? You just, because you can capture this, you can answer this from what the, otherwise you got to go to the institutions to research, right? What kind of?
I also have the non-participant
Observation there,
to
okay.
see in the institutional enrollment how the elderly patients act. So this is more likely, and I also have the policy documents, which is going to be like such a rare thing. They show the institutional level.
Okay, so this is the research design we're discussing. Now, do you want to focus only on the individual, or you want to look at the case? As in, you used the word family. Initially, we were discussing this the other day. We were discussing on 15 to 20 cases, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you want to look at the. You want to what?
Actually, from the
What is it?
from just the whole process, not just individual. I used to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So the time of preparation will just be created and be affected by the whole process. So not just the individual, will just included in this kind of process. Also the institution give this kind of burden. Individual feel this burden, and then sometimes they transfer to their family. So I created this kind of a concept, which is going to be like simply describe the whole process.
Okay, so this one will look more like a case study rather than a case study. So it's a case study of individual of what's the word you use just now? Family. Use the word something like 15 to 20. You go to the research design or research
Cases.
cases of family cases. What did you use?
No, my cases were just going to be like describe the community.
Further down. Further a bit more. Is this the one? Or did you just I thought you used the word family somewhere?
No, field side.
Huh?
Next page.
There, no, okay, not this one. Family groups, there, up again. Represent 10 to 15 family groups.
Yeah.
So you're focusing on the family, So the question here is unit of analysis now, the unit of analysis. So the evaluators might ask you what is your unit analysis, you need to be able to answer. What's your unit of analysis? So you're theorizing on the unit of the unit analysis is your sample. Your sampling is the unit of analysis.
Okay, so I think I have to clarify that.
Right? So if we take the family unit, then you're interviewing, the patient, the caregiver, or if the caregiver is not the son, daughter, or whatever, it might be there might be a third person or might not be a third person.
In my research, which is going to be like a focus on the elderly himself and also the possible
Caregiver.
Why? The question is why?
Well, just because based on my research question.
So you said what you want to study, and that's the question there.
Okay.
Is that what you want to study? So you want to study so it's kind of the temporal appropriation within the family dynamic now.
Within family or only the user, which is the elderly only.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And if you use the word family groups, then the question that they might come up with, or remember this is Sun Tzu, Art of War, right? We make sure there's no attack before. We are designing the war and win the war before you go into the battle. If you put in the family, they might ask, how about the father or the mother or whatever that is in the family? You interview them, or you just limit to the caregiver. So we cannot theorize on the family if you, in your sampling, you do not include the family there. You see what I'm saying there? Yeah.
So we tend to.
Unless you're just looking at the dyadic unit, very the patients and.
If family, and then the question is, what kind of family? How you choose this family? What case of each family?
Very good point, Joanne. Yeah. Sampling criteria, right?
Finally, give some
Yeah. So we be clear about that one.
Change back to the like a profile side individual, right? Focus on camera.
We should have said you want to design a battle game that you win. During the Viper.
So I'm just going to be limited sampling unit, which is going to be the individual. I'll focus on the individual.
Is that what you want to do? This is
It depends on you.
depends on you. Yeah.
No, it's just going to be some kind of a mistake, things about it.
You could study family. Let me tell you this. You can, you can study family, but you need to justify the criteria of your sampling, right? And then, like Joanne was saying, that what type of family, why, you can still go for purposive sampling. Is there nothing wrong with that one?
If it's like a Joanne said, if you're just going to be thinking about the standard I choose, like a family cases, or as the samples, just because it always comes with the family's STS, the social economic status, to make sure your sampling, which is going to be more represent all the range of different levels of the groups.
Depending on whether that's what you want to study.
If you go to case study, for example, then what case and also what the main of your focus.
Your main
of
focus,
this case.
your standard why you choose this in this case, right?
Yeah, so you're the designer, you design this research. My job is to make sure that you win, you succeed in your Viper, There's the yang part, the yin part is that, a scholar, becoming a scholar, that's the yin. The yang is getting that diploma.
I will receive.
So our supervision is usually quite long for one person.
Yeah, it's
Usually for
interesting.
Yeah, I will really think about that, and just because of, individual.
Yeah.
I have to really think.
It's I mean, the family is a
Just because maybe the things I was thinking about it just because of the digital family label, which is going to be some kind of a mechanism, which is going to transfer a mechanism. Which is going to be like a transfer the pressure from the individual to the family. So I was still thinking about how to whether I should focus on the individual or just going to be focus on the family support network.
So we won't be able to talk about the research design until you're clear about who you want to study there.
Let's see.
Or so the unit analysis is highly relevant in your theorizing. Right? So you're theorizing about what, about whom, about what phenomena. So it's the individual experience or the family experience, right? Which is also relevant. I'm not saying it's not relevant, it's highly relevant. Well, I want to make sure that you help you to succeed in the Viva. So we don't have unnecessary attack in the Viva So, can I tell you if I were you what I would do?
Yeah.
Just an individual.
Okay.
I'm not you. Just the individual, it will eliminate a lot of.
I know. So this because choosing individual, which is going to be like your observation on your interview, which is going to be more specifically and for focus on.
Yeah.
And easy to measure.
It is a game plan that you can win, right? And it is cleaner theoretically. Theoretically, it's cleaner. I'm not sure that's the word, but so you are creating a battle plan that is foolproof. You're experiencing what, just like Joanne is focusing on the students, right? I remember, I think initially you want to interview the teachers as well.
Yes.
Initially, right?
Then after doing my research, I know why Prof suggests the individual, because from the individual I can also explain how the system works from the perspective of individual.
From the perspective, maybe, yeah.
We can explain how the system works, but not from the agent, from the actor.
For the actor. Actor in Chinese academic environment, we're more likely to use an actor.
Okay.
Social actor.
Yeah. But there's a different agent is somebody who has influence on.
Yeah.
Then I don't need. I interview the lecturer.
Yeah.
The ministry don't need.
Donate. Yeah, it's cleaner too. Cleaner. Yeah. It's
Okay, I see.
So is it?
And it become my contribution.
Yeah. So.
I see.
And there is the tendency that out there is that they might not understand. A lot of people who might not understand social research methodology, especially, basically don't study but many different angles,
Oh,
So-
I don't know.
Oh,
The
the plug.
Indonesian plug.
Okay.
You need
The universal.
the universal one? Do you have one?
Eugene, you have it here?
Yeah. Downstairs.
Oh, downstairs. Oh, okay. Yeah. Chloe, have you been to downstairs?
Not yet.
Not
No,
yet. You
I-
haven't seen the postgraduate lounge. Okay.
Only the hall, then I met Hanif, and then he took me upstairs.
Okay, good. So there's a tendency especially from people, you know, do
I
not.
see.
They
From,
think they should study this aspect.
From Joanne's explanation, I think I see.
Yeah. Even you remember I said you do observation, right? You do need to have methodology in the observation. It cannot be random.
Yeah.
Not random. It cannot be ad hoc kind of observation. It must be justification on when you do it. You know, in what context you're doing it. So observation itself is a data point that is separate from interview, right? And then the documents is a separate thing also. You also have that in there, right? I think you have document there somewhere.
Yeah. Document.
Yeah, which is another level of analysis because they become textual analysis.
Yeah.
Right? Or you become, you know.
So I just use that part to try to make some kind of a
Triangulation.
Yeah, triangulation.
So, okay, I subscribe to the normal Blakey school of thought. I do not really encourage triangulation, but you can do. It's not necessarily wrong, but it complicates the research.
It complicated, but sometimes people were just going to be asked and like if you just going to not if you if you're just going to be like use it like a personal explanation, use this kind of as a start point. People were just thinking that it's just going to be very very common to what.
Well, a lot of people do not understand research. It's not that it should not be studied. It can be studied, but it is a different part of data.
Always just going to be like some kind of a debate between the qualitative and quantitative. And just because from the quantitative way, we're thinking about the distance sample is too small. And just not just going to be represent all the kind of
generalization.
So I just use the triangulation to try to give some kind of a support, and just because from different ways also get to the same consequence.
Yes. That is the whole idea of triangulation
So for your suggestion, okay, I deleted it.
Well, I know. But I'm saying if you want to do that, and I have students who do that, right? Dr. Wong did that, right? He did observation. He was studying the wet market, by the way. So yes, I remember that. He was going. I said, you do observation, then there must be systematic approach. At a certain time you go, and you got to justify why do you go at this time. And he even had non-participant observation, right? So. He got to explain why, kind of thing. And there's so methodologically, you got to explain it. There's a different methodology section that explain that. It is not wrong. It is okay to have that, but you got to justify it. Justify it. And if you say I go in the morning, you say why do I go in the morning? If I go, is morning alone enough? Then there's another question there, right? People might, evaluators might ask you that. Or you go when they eat, we're talking about elderly, right? Or when they administer the treatment, whatever the treatment is, right? So which I think is relevant to what you want to study, right? So when the caregiver delivers the treatment, right? Then you just want to capture that part of observation. You can make that argument, and that should be in your research question as well, part of your research question, right? So, and you need to answer that. Remember, when you have research questions, you must answer that methodologically sufficiently, and from there you build your theory, right? The more layers you have in your research design, the more you have to defend. It's like you're creating a new window, right? So more arrows can come in, enemy's arrow can come in more. And remember, our whole approach of my recommendation is that you only have the door, So the enemy only comes from the door, and you've got to protect the door, and that's it, right? Don't open up new windows, new rooftops. No. You come up with designing a better game plan that allow a lot of attacks, right?
You know, Prof, in the early, I
Yeah.
think that you suggest become more specific, simple.
Yeah.
In my imagination, this is enough for PhD. It looks like a simple. Then after that, when I go to the analysis, I feel confused
It's not simple.
with the simple things that I think before.
No, it's not.
Because you're going deep, right?
Yeah.
Going deep, going deep. But I'm not saying it's wrong, okay? It's your research, you got to decide on that. And there are students of mine who did, that kind of research with observation, but it needs to be, methodologically justified. Yeah. It makes sense, right? How can we know things just by interviewing? Well, we can know a lot with in-depth interviews, but in one aspect, right? Observation is another.
Yeah.
But remember you're doing a PhD right now, so you want to succeed in the Viva. That's the idea. Alhamdulillah, I got all my students graduated, all my students passed. Right, so that's an important part. My job is to, as long as you commit to this path, I'm committed to success. That's the, So you want to think about it, or you want to, it's your choice. It's your choice, Eugene.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if you open up a window, you got to make sure the window is strong. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. So no attacks can come in, no wild arrows come in there. So you have the door and so a new data source, meaning a new defense.
Yeah.
Right. You can still think about it. You want to, but you need to present to me again to see what's happening.
What's that?
Giving you the love and care.
Let's just see.
Okay,
Where we are.
I'm afraid that next meeting,
Change
you
it.
change.
This is zooming in now,
Oh,
zooming
zooming
in,
in,
because
okay,
last time
okay.
it was sequential,
Okay.
sequential explanatory research,
Okay.
right? So we have the quantitative, qualitative, now it's just qualitative, right?
Are you sure? Not quantitative?
No, it doesn't. No, it shouldn't. Just because I used to my training was basically on the quantity.
Quantitative. Yeah. If you have quantitative, you want to present to me, and then I'll comment as well.
Yeah.
The, the strength of quantitative, sorry.
The basic topic we're just going to remain this one. I will not change.
Oh, are you sure?
It's good. It's good.
Always struggling with myself, right?
The way I described, because we have meetings and we go through each of the candidates, right? So they look at your candidature, our CPR meeting, right? So they look at, you've been here for a couple of years now, right? So, and Dr. Tang has a student like that as well. You're too good for yourself, because you're too good, you're too smart for yourself, come up with. So, look at your title, it's not easy to understand too.
Actually, we used to we created the whole article or something else like that, and and after that we just it's just going to be some kind of a master if you just want to if you want to shoot a target, you just open fire first. and then you put the target there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it just make it more easier to get something title after you finish all these kind of things. But I know just because in the PhD and master degree, you always have this kind of a process to the milestone to check what you have done. So always going to be like you have to think about the new title first. But this title could be modified.
Yes. It could. Yeah. It could. Even after your proposal defense, right? You can still change the title. Even, and oftentimes what happens is, at the Viva, the examiners can change and often do change your title. And we do not have any say anymore.
And then maybe at that stage I will say, okay, I accept all.
Yeah. The university system is they give absolute power to examiners. So remember that, right? So when it comes to Viva, we will have to be like Iran. We fight an asymmetrical war. Right? That's why Sun Tzu strategy works very well. You create a big, thick wall that is hard to penetrate. And then you create diversion so that they attack what they want to attack. And you say, good, they're attacking, you're taking my This is too thick, this is too much. Oh, that is a great comment. because to remove thing is easy. It's easy. You don't want to add thing, that's something you don't want, right? So this is too much. They caught the bait. Let them catch the bait. And examiners want to criticize. You got to let the examiners criticize. Give them things for them to criticize. There are exceptions to that case, but they still want to, because the whole game is designed that way. They use the word corrections, right? Instead of improvements. Right? Yeah. So you think the examiners are all smart people? No, they're also colonized by the system too. The system says correction. Oh no, okay, correction. What correction? I look for correction. Right? So we as social scientists got to see. But my job is to make sure you succeed. That's it. My job is simple. Well, not simple, but. That's
Not simple.
To make you succeed, to help you succeed during Viva. So, and there'll be things especially to correct your grammar. But now because of ChatGPT and all the AIs and grammatical problems, But grammar and language can be a nuisance to the examiners. So you do not want that to happen too. That's another story. Yeah. So, Eugene, how is it? How are you going to decide now? Shall I wait for the next round or? So this, I was commenting a sampling strategy. So your sampling strategy is connected to research questions, right?
Yeah.
So the research questions is the heart of, is your compass.
Yeah.
So if you put in the.
So if I just going to be like a content or just kind of things or focus on the individual experience, so
yes.
all the things have to be reformed.
Or dropped.
Yeah. Job. Yeah.
Yeah, just drop it. Yeah, you can drop it. Or if you want to, that as far as the document or whatever, it can be the background.
For Karen's second, I'm just going to be like we kind of the documentary analyzing. Just because I think that it's not very relevant to the things we're looking for. But I'm still thinking about it. Participant observation.
You could have that. Yeah.
Just two parts can.
You're still looking at the unit analysis is still the individual, so that is not a problem.
Yeah.
The unit analysis is still the individual.
Yeah.
Right. But if you extend it to the caregiver, then you have to. And then you are looking at
the institution,
the dynamics of two person there. So, right, you could have observation as ethic, but you do need to justify, what kind of observation you're making, and what is the context of observation, the timing of the context, right? It might not be the time, but the context itself, right? So for instance, if you're doing observation of a company, you want to look at meetings, for instance, right? Or you're focusing on marketing, on how it's being marketed, how it's designed. Your observation will be focusing on specific activities.
I think there's in process proofing already told me from the most important thing I have to do.
Yeah, the unit analysis again. Yeah. So whatever this is your research, Eugene. Yeah, this is not my research. Is your research.
Yeah.
It has to be something that you want to do, not what I want to do. But it needs to coincide with my field of studies or whatever, right? Or expertise. It's your research. Yeah. So if you take only those two sources of data, which means the in-depth interviews instead of semi-structured. So semi-structured. For adaptive research, the term we use is in-depth, because semi-structured implies you have something that is already structured and then structured, right? Whereas adaptive is open-ended, let the social actors define the parameters. And then the other one is observation. Observation, what will you be observing, right? And how many times you'll be observing.
Maybe because I choose the set structure because now I already
usually the
have the time, the temporal operation is kind of a concept, and then I try to use it in their experience.
Yeah. The other one is ethnographic, where you have ethnographic somewhere.
Ethnographic?
Yeah, and Hanif, you can go up somewhere, I think. You use the word ethnographic, what is it? Further on, one more. Yeah. Ethnographic sensibilities. So sometimes AI also is a bit problematic with that. So ethnographic is.
It's more likely to be a whole. I know.
Yeah.
It's a really deep, really independent complex whole process of research.
Yeah. So
as a project.
So ethnography.
No, I'm not doing that.
You're not doing it. Okay. So ethnography is inductive in that sense, but it's not adaptive, right? So you want to drop that one as well, right? So all this, you can still maintain interpretive constructivist paradigm. Multiple case study with embedded units, you do not need that word anymore.
Okay.
Because you're focusing on individuals. Ethnographic sensibilities, the term you might want to use is sensitizing concepts, something like that. But you don't even have to put up there, it's okay. So the purpose is simply, okay. So it's not family groups anymore, right?
Yep.
So it's individuals are now.
So if we're talking about an individual, the amount of the sample should be changed.
Yes, so last time you had about 15 to 20, right, times 2, right? So I would recommend the same number, which is 30 to 40. Can you get that many?
Sorry?
30 to 40.
30 to 40, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, you
Too
could?
much. No, don't yes.
You just do it and let me see how thick your. This.
That's to be my problem.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
discuss today.
Okay, it's okay. I just want to see how thick your data is, because the thickness of the data is the fort that you're going to build, right? The wall, the protection is your data. And they will give you that.
Could be.
And then,
Then.
Just going to squeeze my students. My I don't have the burden. I don't have the moral burden. Just read it.
It's good, that's. Yeah. How many students do you have though?
Every year we just get 30 to 40 graduates.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is undergraduates,
Undergraduate.
undergraduates.
Yeah.
30 to 40, that's not too many.
But it's already.
For China,
Yeah.
for Malaysia, it's like not a big number, yeah.
But we are offered the courses especially for the medical social worker.
Okay, all right. Okay. 30, 40, yeah. Yeah, so what happens is social workers will call this case, this individual case, So for them, they can, the good thing about social work or social work students is that they are good in writing thick description. So now they're, this.
There's easily to do this kind of an interviewer or something.
Yeah. So that's good. And the other part to having the numbers is that with purposive sampling, you want to come up with enough data to come up with your theory and theorizing. And you might have different types, as you said just now, right?
Yeah.
Different typologies of experiences, right? So, and you want to see that occurring, different typologies.
Like around about 40.
Yeah, 30 to 40, yeah. It'll be a good start. That said, if the data is rich enough, right, we could stop before that. It's fine too, right?
Yeah.
So if we have, like last time, Muzakir wanted to do 3 case studies, right? 3 universities. He stopped at 2 universities because the data that he had also so rich that it doesn't need to do 3 universities. So, but then it depends on the data they have.
Yeah.
The data is more, and from the data you can derive more, the richness and the theories, the constructs, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is the one, and then what else I want to comment? Okay, you what else? Reflexive thematic analysis. So it is redesigning it, streamlining it to just focusing on that one. Come up with the title.
Yeah.
Right. Sometime next week. Is that too early for you?
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I can do it every day.
You can do it every day. Okay, good. That's the spirit there. Okay, let's make it happen. And this is the right path already for me. But I can see the viability, and definitely it's PhD worthy. Your research is definitely PhD worthy, and I'm really hoping for the richness of data from your research and for something really eye-opening, really eye-opening, right? Next week we schedule sometime next week for Eugene. I'm putting your high priority, Eugene, because I do want you to,
Emas ini.
yeah, to present. Yeah. I think it's important, but again, it's your research, not mine. So you decide what you want.
Okay.
There doesn't have to be anything else. Any comments? Anyone else? Chloe, you have some thoughts? You have some comments? Yeah.
I mean, lots of thoughts in relation to what I could do also. But no, it's overall I think it's well designed, so I'm very excited about the data and insights we'll get. Also on an individual level, I think. So I just think approach,
You spent, well, Hong Kong is part of China, of course. Other than Hong Kong, have you been to, some Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Some Hong Kong friends might not agree with me, but
Yeah.
I do have friends in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
which is a different story. Okay, let's not talk about that. You've been to China as well, then?
Yeah, I've been to China, but my father is from Hong Kong.
Your father is from Hong Kong.
Yeah,
Okay.
have a closer relationship to Hong Kong, maybe Cantonese people.
Of course.
Yeah, but I've been to China. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have who's
Few people.
Samir.
Samir,
Lamping and Ruti.
Pak Rudi.
Samir.
Samir, how are you?
Hey,
Are you
drive carefully.
Be careful, there might be bombing there on the left.
Yeah.
Is there some drone attack from? Yes, Samir. The sound is not clear, but just get ready. I think in 1 or 2 months' time, they will 1 month or 2 months' time they will call next month. I think next month. Inshallah, next month they will ask. They will. You have your. Oh, this is your son. Hello, that's your son there.
Hello, Baba. I think this month, at the end of this month, or in the middle, because the deadline for this submission from the examiner, I think today.
Yeah. Well, if I understand correctly from CPR office, they are opening up the scheduling, right, as soon as possible. But definitely next month it will be possible, inshallah.
After Hari Raya.
After the Hari Raya, maybe. See, what happens is the IPS after Idul Adha, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Idul Adha. When is Idul Adha?
This month.
This month, right?
End of
Okay.
May, right? Idul Adha.
Yeah.
25.
So be ready. They will let you know sometime once the examiner send in the report. They will schedule as soon as possible. But IPS will need at least 2 weeks notice for that. So it could be this month. It could be next month. Samir.
You know why okay, I will try to send you my WhatsApp because I think I have vacation 1 week before 1 week before Eid.
He wants to come.
Okay.
If we can schedule, I can come to Penang.
Yes. Of course you can. Yes.
Yeah. I will tell you what the exactly date from the
Okay.
vacation. Maybe if we can, it's better for me to come to Penang.
Yes.
Done online.
Yeah, your voice is not that clear, but yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, your son at the back there.
Yeah. Yeah, hello, how are you? How are you?
Yeah. Assalamualaikum. It's your daughter, son and daughter. Yeah, they look healthy. Very healthy. Be careful with the drone attack, yeah, from there.
Yeah, because I'm to the school. Sorry for that.
Okay, just drive carefully, Samir. Should focus on the road.
Yeah, I will send today, inshallah, I send you WhatsApp, inshallah.
Inshallah, okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Samir. Look at the road, yeah. Eyes on the road. Okay. Parudi,
Okay, thank you.
Parudi, how are you, Parudi? Parudi, Lambin, what? I thought Lambin is here. Lambin in Penang.
I think so.
Lambin,
Yes,
yeah.
maybe.
Still.
Hello.
Hey, Lambin.
Yeah.
You're in Penang, right? Just come lah, come.
Today is the Chinese 5-4 young people.
Okay, that's my too.
For what?
50什么？
No. For the youth.
For the youth.
Yeah.
Oh, you stay.
You stay.
Oh, so it's holiday.
Yeah.
You say so what? You have a youth day, then we should have one in Malaysia though. So get one more holidays.
This is one.
What is it?
So I'm young people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of young people here too. And Lampi, you come, we are in Penang, right?
Yeah, I'm Penang.
Okay. Next time we meet, we 吃榴莲啊，吃榴莲啊。
Okay,
But
okay.
this time I'll treat you all this time. Don't need to treat me. Okay?
Okay.
我请你们吃，是不是？
Okay, not
Let's take this 2 more real. What is your money?
Nice.
Yeah?
Okay. All right, everyone. Parody, see you, Parody. Parody, I don't know what happened over there again. Okay.